Hi everybody. You know, I'm always up to something. I had this idea, well actually I saw it on other YouTubers, things on how to make these CD card covers. And you just take a couple of CDs and cover them. Just imagine that's a playing card. And for these, I so far have been making the front and back matching. And this fabric here, no matter what I made with it, it just didn't look cute, but this is adorable. This is from a skirt I started making my granddaughter and never got done. And these are just fabric. But see those buttons? They're crazy buttons, and I never had a use for them. So this is a good way to use buttons. Here's the different buttons. They all happen to match. And then I have some more of these. Anyway, I thought it would be kind of, I've been putting them in here. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I keep getting more. So I'm gonna explain the process to you. I took a CD and I folded a piece of paper in half and then half again. These were from instructions from someone. And then I took the CD and I lined it up so that the corner was kind of there, and then I traced around so you can see my mark, and then I came out an inch and traced around, and then I cut that out, and that's my pattern for my outside piece. So then I was cutting the inner piece the same size, but then I thought, well, that's a waste, so I made one just the size of the CD, a little bit bigger. So that way it could wrap around like that. So that's probably maybe in half an inch bigger. Anyway, they said to use batting and scraps. Well, I thought, why not use this fleece? I have all these scraps of fleece. So that's what I'm using. So I thought I would show you. Oh, and I'm using extra strong upholstery thread. You gotta make sure that it's very strong. And I watched a few videos, and I took this tip and that tip, and what worked for one didn't work for me or whatever. So I thought, well, I'll just take this and that. That's how I always do. It's kind of like cooking. Take a little of this and a little of that and make it to your own liking. Anyway, so I take a length of thread that's about 40 inches long. And then I'm basically, let me see if I can. Don't mind the jumping around, sorry. So I'm just gonna do a running stitch around here. I saw one video where the lady filled a bobbin with this thread and then put her tension this way and her stitch length that way. Can you see I'm just going in and out, in and out? And then I pull it through. And I'm not gonna try to make it tight just yet. So I'm gonna keep going all the way around. Anyway, I tried that and I filled my bobbin, and this kind of thread is not cheap. Of course, nothing's cheap, but this was $2.99 back in the day. And of course, I'm sure I got it when it was on sale, because I can't imagine that I would buy it when it wasn't. That's back when Hobby Lobby had the 40% off of this or that. I guess they still kind of do, but seems like you could use one thing and get extra 40% off as long as it wasn't already on sale. Anyway, so I'm going to continue to go around. And I wanted to show you, I suppose I should have made another one, but what the heck, you can just watch. I wanted to show you how I apply the button, because at first it was like, oh, this, how do you do this? How are you going to get that button and hide the knot? All right, so I've gone all the way around. I kind of like to smooth it out like that. And then I put my CD down, try to put it in the middle. And then I grab my 2 ends here and pull tight. And I try to make it kind of even. It never is, but I try. So I make 1 knot and then I pull it tight. And then put my finger on it. And this is the tricky part. And then I make another knot and I put it around and slip it down underneath my finger as best I can and pull it tight. And then I do it another time or two. I wanted to show you too on my next one, this little trick I learned for threading my needle. So there I have one side done. So I'll put it to the side and I'll do the other side. All right, so I just got to get my thread, and I just, like I said, I measure approximately 40 inches. And I found this trick. I don't know if it works with regular sewing thread or not. But I hold my thread between my fingers like this instead of poking like this. I just put my needle down on the thread. And it easily threads. So I'm using 2 needles here. This smaller one and then this larger one. And I'll show you what. I use the larger one in a little bit. What I use it for. Anyway, so I gotta find my other end. And then I tie a knot. All right, I'm gonna try raising you up and see if that makes it less in your face type of thing. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing again to this one. And you saw it didn't take very long. I just in and out, in and out, in and out. At first I was dreading. I was like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to get those buttons sewn on. And the first one I did it wrong. And I ended up going back and watching the video again. And that lady explained it very well. And so I gave it another try and did it her way. And of course it worked because she knew what she was talking about. But she's also the one that was able to make them with the sewing machine. But I just sit here and it's kind of soothing. Just sit here and I'm not a music person. So it's funny because I have hundreds of these CDs now. But my friends went through them and got the ones they wanted. Like here's one, Todd Rundgren. Todd Rundgren. There's several of them of his, and I don't have a clue who he is. And I don't have a CD player to even see if I would like him, which I probably wouldn't because I don't like most music. I do like some, but I think there's a lot of, I don't know. Anyway, I like hymns. It's my favorite. I like gospel music. I used to like country and western, but I've kind of grown out that, and I've never liked rap or, what's that other stuff? Where they scream and say bad words. I'm not into that. Never have been, never liked it. It's always to me, it's always kind of takes me back, not back, but back. Okay, see where I put that on? I'm gonna grab my ends again. And I try to make it centered. Anyway, when I hear somebody, especially saying the F word, it's just kind of like, it kind of shocks you, and it's hard to get past that to listen to what they're actually saying. Because it's like, it's just such a foul word, in my opinion. And I know a lot of people use it like they use and, the. Didn't do good at, but it's just offensive to me. And I don't know why. But like I said, I know some people don't think it's offensive at all. And they can do whatever they want. I don't have to do it. All right, so then I clip that. And then I have this old antique, what's that called? Pin cushion. I have this antique pin cushion that I got in some of my mom's stuff. All right, so I'm going to use a couple of these funky buttons, and I don't try to get any certain ones. I just grab two out of this bag. They're wooden buttons, and I like them because they're 2-hole. So then on these, when I have something that has a pattern or an obvious up and down, I try to make the front and the back correctly. So now I need to get some more thread, and this time I'm going to get a little more than I did last time. Not a lot, but a little, because I'm going to double my thread and then sew with 2 pieces. So I do it the same way. I put the 2 pieces in my fingers. I try to make sure the 2 ends are there, close, and then I pull it down. You probably can't even see that. So here's where I'm using my larger needle. And it's got it's a little thicker, it's got a bigger head, but I'm gonna try to thread both of those. And then I'll pull it just like I would if it was just a single thread. And then I'm going to tie a knot just like normal. All right. So I've got my 2 buttons here that I'm going to use. So the first thing I do is I go down, I find the middle, and I go down, but I don't pull my thread all the way through. I leave about maybe to the edge there. Just, you can use that for a guide. So I went down, and now I'm going to come back up in the middle hole. Now what I do is I take this tail and I tie a knot just so that the middle of this is pretty secure. All right, so now I'm going to go back through and back up again. All right, so now I'm going to go back down one more time. And this is where I'm going to put my button on. So I'm going to go up in my button and then back out. And then I'm going to go in the middle here. See how I don't really have that? I didn't put it right up against the thing. But there we go. So now that's tight on that side. So I'm going to put this button on, and I'm going to do the same thing, up and down. Only this time, instead of going back through the CD, I'm going to take this tail and this other, my working thread, and I'm going to tie a knot to secure that. See how that's secured on there? So then I tie another knot. And then sometimes what I did was I twisted it to go on the other side, turned it, and tie a couple more knots. And it's nice because those are hidden back there. You cannot see those knots. But see why I kind of have a lot of thread. But as you can see, there's 4 threads there. So it's nice and secure, and it's easy. It's so easy to do it this way. So then I kind of just go under and clip it off, and there I am done. There's my Tupperware card. I guess I should get a deck of cards out, but I don't really need them. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope everybody has a great day and that you're all safe and warm and happy. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Oh, hit like, leave a comment. Thanks. Bye.